with Grandmaster Jerry Sassy Fontenot with another episode of Anime Power Talk, Sport Karate Illustrated, and the Dojine. Today we're going back in the days when he had an afro. It was kind of red. This gentleman is someone who I completely consider him a friend. He's been able to revolutionize, or I should say reinvent himself a few times over. He's over a half a century old, but he doesn't know that because he's still performing like the youngsters. And this gentleman, I can honestly say I met him in the 1980s. Yep, that's the 1980s. And at the time he was, well, he's going to tell you what that was. But when it's all said and done, Ernest Dirty Red the Cat Miller, depending on who you know him or what stage, is a person who leads by example. He is a true Renaissance man. He's been able to reinvent himself, like I said, a few times, and I'm happy to say that we got him here live and direct. Are you there, Dirty Red?
I'm here,
Mr. Miller.
I'm here, Jerry. What's going on, brother?
Man, let me tell you something. You are one of my 300. If I had a chance to have only 300 people in an army to fight against the world, buddy, you're one of the members of my team. That's what this is about.
I'm glad to hear that, brother. I'm glad to hear that. You will be on my team, too.
Well, wow, I'm honored. But you know what, just for the purpose of making sure that people understand, I want to know what was your motivation, inspiration, or desperation to start in the martial arts? When was it? Talk to me. Now, if you don't hear me, is it because I put myself on mute? Because you got the mic in the beginning. How did it start?
Well, you know, it started just like everybody else did, back in the early 70s. I was a young kid, and right then, you know, I kind of started watching this guy on TV kick and punch and do all the great moves and stuff, and it was just really cool. And it was Bruce Lee. So, you know, we got into some of the Bruce Lee movies. I saw some of the guys, you know, trying it out, but nobody really knew what they was doing. They were all just making up moves. So, you know, I got someone that said, hey, you know what, I'm going to join the karate school and learn to do this stuff for real so I can one day teach it. So I started behind wanting to be a teacher. So, you know, it started in the 70s, and it kind of carried on, and I've never
let me just interject for a second. Sir, I have now been educated, or some people say educated, on your history. Where was it, and what style did you begin in the beginning?
I started with a style called Shai Tong. Shai Tong is more like American kickboxer. My teacher that I started to work with was Ronald Walker, and, you know, he was a great teacher. He taught us the art of defense and self-defense, open hands and kicks, and throws and punches and takedowns. So, you know, all of that was into this style that I started with. But over the years, I'm like everybody else, you kind of go from instructor to instructor, and you start learning different styles, and it's sort of a melting pot into martial arts when you reach the age that we are, Jerry.
Amen. We made it this. I wish I knew I was going to be alive this long. I might have kept some of that money.
Yeah. Tell me about it.
Okay, so now was this in Atlanta? Was it, when I met you in 1988, 89, I met you in Connecticut. I believe at the time you was playing for the New England Patriots, but I was getting ahead of ourselves. But give me the beginning days. Where was it? And then in terms of competition.
It started in Atlanta.
Okay. Gotcha.
Actually, right outside Atlanta, Decatur, Georgia. And it kind of carried on, you know. It's just like anything else, kind of carried on, you know, throughout the years. You know, I was doing it every day. And then as I got a little older, I started doing other sports, you know, soccer, basketball, baseball. But during the off season, my instructor always had me to come back all the way into college. You know, I went away to college, but then during the summertime, I come back to work and teach. So all of it started in a little outside of Atlanta in Decatur, Georgia. So from there, you know, it carried on with me. I moved